Today, I want to share with you an experience that I had when I had just started talking about being a medium. And I call this series, I Can't Make This Shit Up, because really some of the experiences that I have as a medium are so magical that there's no way that I could make it up, right? So this one is from the very beginning when I had just shared 2.5 years ago, I think, when I shared the fact that I'm a medium on Facebook. And it was a couple of months after that, I was trying to get my hair done. I needed to get my color retouched. And I was looking for an appointment at my usual salon, but it was kind of last minute and I couldn't find an appointment. And so I decided to try a few different places because I had an event coming up or something where I had to show up. And so I needed it done. And I called a few different places that were my backups and nobody had an appointment available. And so finally I found a salon where I used to go for my blowouts, and they said they had room and I could go right away. So I was there within 10 minutes. And as I got there, this woman comes up to me and she's trying to drape me for the color. And she has these like beautiful big eyes, and something about them is just drawing me to her. And so I start to pay attention to that feeling, and I start realizing that someone is coming through with a message for her. And as I, try to muster up the courage to even understand what the message is, my nerves start to kick in. And I'm like, I don't even know if this woman believes in all of this or not. Should I say something? Should I not? And then I start to hear that her mother wants to come through and talk to her. So my first thought is, oh my God, what if her mother is still alive, right? What if I'm just making all of this up? And what if what I'm feeling is just like me losing my mind? But, this had happened before. And so after going back and forth in my own mind, I decided to trust it, and I decided to sit with it, and I decided to follow it. And so I mustered up the courage to walk up to her and I said, listen, I'm going to tell you something. It's going to sound crazy, but I think I have a message for you coming through from the other side. I don't know if you even believe in these things, but I'm a medium and I kind of just came out of my spiritual closet, so to speak. But if you can get me a paper and pen, I would love to get that message for you if you're willing. She pulls up a bar stool and sits down next to me and she goes, oh, honey, I absolutely believe in this stuff. So tell me what you have. And I was like, could you get me a paper and pen so I can write it out and give you the message? And she goes, oh, you don't need a paper and pen. You can just tell me. And I'm like, okay, is she the medium or am I the medium? Because apparently she's reading my energy now. But anyway, so I find the courage to dig deep into the message. And what comes through is that her mother is trying to apologize to her, but she doesn't want to. So someone else is bringing her and forcing her to almost apologize to this woman. And the minute I said, has your mother passed? She looks at me and she goes, oh, that horrible woman. I hope she's rotting in hell. And now I'm thinking, oh my God, what have I done here? I'm opening up a can of worms that does not need to be opened up. So anyway, I tell her, listen, I feel like someone's bringing her to you to apologize. And she says, she paused and she looked at me and she goes, that makes sense because my mother would not apologize to me. In fact, when she was on her deathbed, I gave her an opportunity to apologize to me and to make amends. And she chose not to. So even on her deathbed, she didn't want to apologize. So it makes sense that someone else is bringing her to apologize. And that gives me some faith that someone is looking out for me. And so anyway, I started giving her some messages from her mom, and the mother was coming through to apologize and saying all these things that she should have said when she passed or before she passed, or all the things that she shouldn't have done to her. And then she goes on to tell me that she used to work as a home health aid worker and take care of elderly people. And after this whole thing with her mom, she was so burnt out and so hurt and so much in pain that she stopped doing that job and she moved over to a salon because she needed it to be easy. She needed life to be a little simpler. And so when I told her that her mom was coming through to apologize, and the messages that were coming were around the idea that she is here to love people and nurture people. And this whole situation with her mom had made her a bitter person. And that is not true to her spirit. And by becoming this bitter person, she's going to miss out on the opportunity to help more people, which is what she's here to do and which is what she loves to do and which is what used to bring her joy. And so if she can release that hurt and that anger and that pain towards her mother, she will then be able to go back to being her loving, nurturing self. And as I relayed this message to her, she started to cry and release so much of that pain. And we had a beautiful exchange and we had a beautiful moment. And she was able to, take that all in and feel a great sense of relief. So, I always am hesitant to share these stories, but I know that they will impact somebody and I know that someone needs to hear them. So I'm going to be sharing more of these. If you like what you're hearing and if you want to hear more of these stories that I have or situations that I find myself in, then let me know in the comments below. And if not, we will keep focusing on the mindset. But this is part of who I am, so I want to share it with you guys. Let me know your thoughts and I will see you next time.